Welcome to 3 Minute Gaming News, your one stop to get all your daily gaming news in just 3 minutes. Let's start with Where Winds Meet, the game that seems to have still taken over everybody's life online. Well, through their official X account, the developers have announced that within the first month of the game being available worldwide, 15 million players have tried the game, which is a pretty crazy number. Now, nothing has been stated about how long people play for or anything like that, but even still, 15 million players within the first month is massive. Hollow Knight Silksong is getting its first expansion, named Sea of Sorrow. This expansion will be arriving in 2026 with no time frame announced currently, but we do know that it will be free for all players. The trailer you can see here shows off new bosses and areas, with the official description stating "Voyage across and beneath the salt-stricken seas," so players can look forward to this sometime next year. Larian showed off the cinematic trailer for their new Divinity game, and now information from their website has given us a little glimmer of some news. Now, in the new Divinity game, we understand that the story will be completely new, but have continuity and characters from the previous games. So if you tried Baldur's Gate 3 and are hyped for Larian's next game, you can get Divinity Original Sin 2, their previous game before BG3, on PlayStation, Xbox, and now both the Switch and the Switch 2 consoles. According to financial reports, Dead Island 3 is currently in the works at Dam Buster Studios. Now, these reports that were found by Twitter users state that Dead Island 3 is in very early production, with a planned release for Q1 or 2 of 2028. This will bring 5 years after the release of Dead Island 2. So fans of this series might have something to look forward to if this is all true. And finally, there is now a free demo available on Switch 2 and Xbox Series consoles for the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade game. Now, with the full release of this next month, players will be able to download this demo and then continue their save file from here once the game releases. So go and download this now if you need your Final Fantasy fix. Is Dispatch coming to Switch consoles? Well, if the Australian Nintendo store is right, then Dispatch is coming to both the Switch and the Switch 2 consoles on January 29th. Now, there's been no official announcement, but let's hope this is true so more people can play this game or play it on the go. Fallout 76, the online multiplayer Fallout game, is now free to play on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. The catch, however, is only free to play until December 23rd. It's also not free to play on PC, but if you need something to play, or you've always wanted to give it a try, but don't want to spend the money on it, then now's probably the time. Recently we brought you news about the 2013 reboot of Tomb Raider coming to Switch. Well, now another portable version of the game will be arriving soon. Slated to release February 12th next year, Tomb Raider 2013 is coming to iOS and Android mobile devices. This edition of the game will be the base game as well as 12 of the DLC packs, and the price will currently be £12.99 over here in the UK, or $19.99 across the pond in the US. Now, you might have seen this online, but Larian Studios, famed for Baldur's Gate 3 and the Divinity series, have confirmed it uses generative AI in the development of its games. Sven Vicht, CEO of Larian, confirmed the news himself, which has caused a divide online. He would state that the company uses AI to develop concept art amongst a few other things. Now, responding to the backlash online, he would further state that the company isn't using AI to replace employees, confirming that they have 72 artists employed, with 23 of them being concept artists, while looking to hire more. Further going on to state, the company uses it to explore ideas, not actually create concept art for the games. That's what the game artists are employed to do. But it's a way for the artists to experiment and to make their lives easier. So what are your thoughts on this matter? I have my own personal thoughts, but what are yours? Let me know below. And finally, let's go to PlayStation Plus. We brought news the other day about the games coming to the service. Well, now officially added for you to download and enjoy this festive period is Assassin's Creed Mirage, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, Planet Coaster 2, Cat Quest 3, LEGO Horizon Adventures, Paw Patrol Grand Prix, Paw Patrol World, and Soul Calibur 3. So get these downloaded and played if they take your fancy. The story of the Tencent Horizon clone lawsuit might now be over. To give you guys a little quick overview if you missed our previous news stories, Tencent revealed Light of Motro, which seemed extremely similar to Sony's Horizon games. Well, the lawsuit seems to have been settled according to new court documents filed this week. Within these documents, Tencent stated it had reached a confidential settlement with Sony. The game has now also been pulled from both Steam and the Epic Game Store. So it seems, at least for now, the game won't be seeing the light of day. The cancelled original Resident Evil Game Boy Color port, yep, this was a thing, has just been released online. Kind of. For some background information, back in 1999, HotGen were tasked with porting the PlayStation Resident Evil game to the Game Boy Color, which seems like a huge task. And the game was actually nearing completion when it was cancelled in 2000. Well, Games That Weren't has shared a version of the game in its most completed state yet, believed to be playable from the start of the game to the end. It's also stated as being approximately 98% completed. Today sees the start of the Steam Winter Sale running until January 5th. Games currently included here are Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Black Ops 7, Monster Hunter Wilds, Digimon Story, Time Stranger, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Chronos, and Hell Is Us, to name a few. So make sure you check out all these deals available now. Helldivers 2 has released its holiday event known as the Festival of Reckoning. This new event will bring limited time stratagems and is lasting from today until December 31st. And finally, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl has also gotten a new free update in time for the festive period. This new update will add hours of new quests and more to the game, and is known as the Stories Untold Content Update, and it's available to download and play right now. Let's start with a blast from the past, and that is Animal Crossing's New Horizon, which is getting a new 3.0 content update next month. Now, about a month ago we brought you news of the Switch 2 version coming. Well, now we have a little bit more information about more stuff coming. Arriving on January 15th, the 3.0 update will be free and add the console mouse controls using the Joy-Con 2s to make placing items easier. A microphone you can use to call other villagers to make them easier to find, but this will only work if they're not inside a building. And the ability for 12 players to be on an island at once, as long as everyone is on the Switch 2 console. So if you haven't cleaned your island up in a while, now might be the time to revisit. Borderlands 4 has launched its holiday-themed event titled Seasons Lootings. Now, this runs until January 8th and has an increased rate of players being able to get legendary loot. There are also 3 active encore bosses live to give you plenty of do while you're loot farming. One of my most anticipated games, Exodus, debuted a new trailer at the Game Awards. Well, now, in what might be a bit of a shock, James Olin, who was leading the development of the game, has stepped down. According to reports, he felt his time with the game was done, so it'd be interesting to see what happens from here, since the game isn't due out until early 2027. More information regarding the next day of the Diver DLC has been revealed, known as In the Jungle. We now know the DLC will be around 10 hours long and include a new restaurant called the Bancho Grill, which will make a change to the usual sushi restaurant. The DLC will also allow Dave to walk around the new location, making friends with the villagers who will come to eat at the grill, as well as collect resources and complete quests. Dave will also come with a new jungle gun that will be able to switch between being a net gun, a sniper, and a shotgun freely. There's still no release date for this yet, but it sounds like a fun time waiting. And finally, it seems like 2027 will be the year that sees League of Legends getting a huge overhaul. Riot Games has stated that League will be getting entirely new visuals for the Summoner's Rift, a new client, a better experience for new to the game players, changes to runes and pre-game experience, as well as much more that hasn't been announced yet. Reports from Bloomberg before Riot confirmed all this claim that internally this is known as League Next. That was your 3-minute gaming news. We'll see you tomorrow.